These 12 essential image editing skills might surprise you. My name is Jennifer. I'm an Empower Canvassador. I love to teach tips and tricks about Canva that are going to help you improve your YouTube channel. Probably the most important tool that you're going to use when you are creating content for YouTube is the background remover. If you don't remove your background, your thumbnail could look like this, and we don't want that. So let's just remove the background. If for some reason you need a little more precision or something didn't get removed, then you can click background remover and it's going to open up the brush tool where you can actually restore or erase. You can show the original image so that you can get rid of things. A lot of times I might get rid of just spots of hair. We're going to reset tool and then do it again. You might guess that this is one of the pro features. If you don't have Canva Pro and need a free trial, I've got a link for you in the description box below. I'm going to use background remover a lot today. Let's click this and remove background again. Whenever you click any element or picture, a lot of times you are going to see something pop up above or below your image. In this case, it's comment, duplicate, trash, and then there's 3 dots that give you other information. You can also right-click any image or anything that you have. That's going to give you even more options, and a lot of these have keyboard shortcuts. How do you add an outline to your thumbnail images? First, you remove the background, then you click Edit. If for some reason Edit isn't there, then there are these see all arrows that you can click. And down here under effects is shadow. There are a whole bunch of different options. With each one of those options, there are custom sliders where you can make adjustments. And essentially you would go to the one that you want. Let's reduce the size just a little bit. You can even change the color here or the intensity. You have the option to choose any color that you want. So if I want it to be purple, pink, red, or black, I could even make it white, but you wouldn't be able to see it because, well, it's on a white background. You don't want your edges to be seen on your thumbnail. You would want the outline, the edge of the outline to be off the edge. So let me show you an example. Actually, with this one, I did something different. I used one called DuoTone, and you see already how I use DuoTone for my thumbnails. We're going to click the image, click on Edit, then scroll down. Under Effects is DuoTone. There are all of these different options. Let me just show them to you quickly. Fuchsia, pop, violet, sea blue. I like using a classic monotone or sepia look. Let's just click on classic because let's close out of this. You can remove the background. We're going to put it right there. I need to position it correctly. So I clicked on position. We're going to go to the layers panel and just swap those around. And it just gives the background just a slightly different look. But if I wanted this to be all one color, what I would do is let's X out of this. Let's click Edit, DuoTone. What we're going to do is click Custom. And we can click Highlight, and we can make it a specific color. And what I'm going to do now is copy this number and letters. This is called a hex code. And then you're going to go back, click on shadow, and then you're going to paste in that number. And that makes it a silhouette, which works really great, as I showed you before, to give you an outline on one side. I love that little trick. We're going to actually duplicate this and remove the background of this one. Why I love to use this is to actually blur the background of the person. So we're going to click Edit, under Effects, click on Blur, click the whole image, and then you can change the intensity slider. So let's just blur it quite a bit and then click X. And now we can move this one that we removed the background from earlier and put it right on top. And now there is an extra blurry background. For simplicity's sake, just grab both of them. I left clicked and grab both. Or another little trick would be to click on position and make sure you're on the layers tab. Use shift on your keyboard, but you click both of them right here. You can click group, and now you can size them together, move them together, and you don't have to worry about accidentally sizing one bigger than the other. A fun little trick for duplicating items, other than clicking this and other than clicking Control or Command D on your keyboard, is to select your item that you want to make duplicates of. Select the Alt key, which might be Options on a Mac, and then left click and drag, and then you've got a duplicate. But what we are going to do is make sure that's the top one. Yep. Remove the backgrounds. And then we're going to play around with one called ColorMix. I absolutely love ColorMix. It's one of my favorite little tricks to change the color of the background. Click on Edit, and under Apps, click on the arrow, and there is ColorMix. The other way to get to ColorMix is under Apps, and you can type in ColorMix, and now it's going to be over here on the left-hand side. I prefer that, so I'm going to use it this way. We've got Rainbow, Arctic, Amethyst, Marmalade, and Parakeet. And you're going to notice that the human in this gets very alien-y. Alien-y? Is that a word? She looks like an alien. Let's go to Marmalade because I really like the color of the background. However, on each one of these, there's hue, offset, saturation, rainbow amount, and rainbow offset. Watch what happens when I change the hue. It allows me to change the color. You can change the saturation. You can add a little rainbow amount, which gives it a slight gradient look that I love. You can even change the rainbow offset. So let's say we love that. The most important thing is to click Save. So we need to do that. It's going to save it to our Canva account and add it to our library. We can put this person right on top. She still looks like a human, but the background looks different. For example, this picture would be really cool for a YouTube community tab post. Type T on your keyboard and then put in your words or text. Use your text toolbar here to change everything, such as line spacing. Write in your words, you can change the colors and all of that. There's another way to change the background. I don't think you have as much control with it. We're going to click Edit, and right underneath Image, we're going to click Adjust. Scroll down, and there's going to be a color edit option right here. And we can move it around. I'm going to see if I select an area and go to background, if it will just choose the background color instead. I'm not sure if color edit will still be there. It's not. So you would still need to do, let's do whole image. You can change it, but there is no, there's your brightness. There is no like gradient or rainbow effect in the background anymore. And I just personally, for this sort of effect, prefer, let me duplicate this, reset adjustments. Let's X out of this and then add the background remover. It fits perfectly. If you ever want to make an adjustment to where it's a thumbnail size and you go and you spread out your picture, but you're like, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to spread out this way and it's not exactly how I want it, double click your image. There is going to be a crop button that pops up and you can choose the aspect ratio. For this one, this video document is a 16:9, so I'm going to choose 16:9. Left click and drag the person. I want to make sure that the person's head isn't being cut off, and then click done. And now when you go to spread out this picture, it fits perfectly. You might want to move that person over a little bit, which is where Magic Grab comes in. Magic Grab is another Canva Pro feature. We're going to click Edit. Magic Grab is one of Magic Studio's options. There's two options here. Brush, where you can brush something like this, or there's Click, where you can hover over something and click it. So I could click this and it's going to select the background for me. Or let me clear that. In this one, I could click the person. You're going to notice that this tool actually cuts off some of this image. This bar right here might get in the way. There's two ways to fix that. When it's on click, you can actually left click and drag your image over. The other thing you can do is click down here at the bottom. You'll see mine says 60%. Yours probably says something different. You can zoom that down so that you can see it better, or you can click scroll view and it will get rid of that bottom thumbnail. You still may need to scroll down a little bit, but we're going to click the person, click grab. I'm going to grab hibiscus tea because that's my favorite, but what kind of hot beverage or cold beverage do you enjoy? I'd love to know in the comments. And I'm going to click X. So now it's separated the person from the background. I can move the person over. There's ample place for text. Let me just add a heading here. I did that by clicking on the text on the left-hand side and clicking my brand kit that I've got set up. Magic Grab is by far my favorite tool within Canva, and that's saying a lot. You might go, why do I need BadTV? It makes the picture look so bad. I'm going to show you. Actually, we're going to go to apps, BadTV. It makes some changes. Like it just gives you a bad fuzz, VHS tape, warp. But how I like to use it is adding a fuzz to the background image, which this one, so just like the other one, you do need to click save in order for it to save it. And then you can put the person right on top, which is where Magic Grab comes in handy for BadTV, because if you make the adjustments and the person's all raggedy, let me show you what I mean. So you see how raggedy it is. Well, if I saved this and then put him on top, now I need to go and position, and let's just go to arrange, bring to the front, put him on top. You're going to be able to see the little crackles in the back, which actually is kind of a cool effect. If you like that, that is actually pretty cool. It depends on your project as to what you're doing, but I like it. The other thing that you can do is go to Elements and search in Frames. Instead of photos, we're going to go to All. These are placeholders for images. So let's say that you wanted a frame that looked like this. We can slide this right into the frame, and now it will look like that. What happens if we try to add the border style here? It adds it to the frame. You found a photo that has words on it, but you might not necessarily like the words or wish that the words were different. This is what you're going to do. Click on Edit, go to Magic Studio, and slide over to Grab Text. Now, let me close this out and let me do scroll view. What if your words were underneath grab text? What you're going to do is make sure you are selecting on click, left click. You can move your image over. But for this one, it's great. We're going to click words have power, grab. I'm going to take a sip of water. What it's going to do is select the font that most closely resembles the font that's on this picture. But this, words have power, it's completely gone off of this design. And now I can change this to just press record. It's pretty cool. It's also a fun way to find fonts that you never thought that you would use. So if I go over here and type in, let's just type in words and go over to photos and I go, oh, here's one that says words. I wonder what font this might be. Let me grab text. We're just going to grab this one that says words. Wait again. It does as close as it can do for the font. You're going to notice for this one, there is a huge smudge. If that happens, it's not such a big deal. You can try to get rid of it by clicking the edit button. Let's click on Magic Eraser. We're going to increase the brush size here and just go over it. And they have made an update with Magic Eraser that you can play around and like get it exactly how you want it before you erase it. So let's click erase. Cleaning crew is working hard. Let's take a drink. And that's much better. So now we're going to click X. But the point was to try to find a different font. Let's change the color so that you can see it. This is Clear Sans Bold. So that would be an awesome font actually to use for thumbnails. If there's not a bold option, like there's not one here, you can always click Effects, click on Outline. We're going to make this thicker and change the color to the same color as the word. So now it's black. It looks a little bolder. And we can make adjustments here. That's the difference between one without the effect and one with the effect. We just looked at a use case for Magic Eraser, but here's another one. Let's say you find a picture to use in your videos or maybe on your thumbnails or community tab post or any reason why you'd be using an image, but there's something on it that you don't like. Let's click Edit. We're going to click Magic Eraser and find something that we just want to get rid of. So let's see if we choose click, if it will pick up the penny by itself. I clicked on the penny. It chose the penny. I don't think it's actually a penny. What if we wanted to get rid of whatever this is? So I clicked on it. Let's see if it pulls the whole thing. It did. We can left click and move the image over if we want. Let's click on that and see if we can get that to go away. So now I've got 3 things here that we're going to try to get rid of. And click erase. Sometimes the smudges are left behind. You got a little extra cleanup to do, but we're going to see what Canva can do with Magic Eraser. The coin went away really well, but the other items did not. Let's click Reset Tools, confirm. I just want to see if I use the brush tool, if those would work a little bit better. It did a little better, but there's still more cleanup that needs to be done if those 2 were the specific items that we wanted to use. Actually, I really like to use it for smoothing out wrinkles on clothes. That's a pretty cool use case. Wow, that worked really well. Those 2 things are completely gone. Now let's click X. It looks pretty good. Making stunning visuals for your thumbnails and other graphics on YouTube is only half the battle. Watch this next to learn some stunning video techniques.